Welcome to Chalk It Out, where we spill the tea on what it's really like to be an educator. Hi, I'm Malorie.
And I'm Greta.
My partner in crime, Greta, is away at the mountains, so we thought we would try one episode where I am solo. So hopefully, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to get started today about talking about 6 emotions that teachers go through throughout the school year. And when I took my mentoring class, this was in one of our textbooks that we learned about, and it comes from the New Teacher Center by Ellen Moore. And she made this graph, which you can look in this episode. It has the phases of first-year teachers. However, keep in mind, a lot of teachers go through these same emotions throughout the school year. So to start us off, teachers are very excited at the beginning of the year, and we are in the anticipation part of the emotions. And so what that means is teachers come in very excited. They're anticipating, what is it going to be like this year? Who are my students in front of me? They're really excited because it's a fresh start for everybody, and they're just excited to be back into lesson planning, getting to know students. So that's at the beginning of the school year, usually that July, August time. As we move into September, we move into the survival mode. So within the survival mode, that is where teachers are getting tired. This usually happens around this time of the school year in September because everyone is exhausted. They're just trying to make it day by day. They're planning every day. They're building relationships with their students. They're getting to know their teammates. They go to professional learning communities, which happens once a week during one of their planning sessions, and that's where they bring in data. They talk about students and how they want to move them in their growth. So there's a lot going on. There's also a lot of professional release days where teachers get to work with other teachers within the district. Sometimes they're at their same school, but they are just learning research-based strategies, more about the curriculum, looking at data, those types of things. So day by day, they're getting really exhausted. If you have a spouse or partner at home who is in education, I highly suggest sending them a thank you note or do some flowers. Maybe you take out the trash without being asked to. Something really nice during this time because teachers are stressed out. I want to give a shout out to John. He actually sent me these beautiful flowers at work. And so I think little things like that just really brighten your day. Even throughout getting through a whole long week, it was so great to get those on Friday. And I was just like, oh, okay, I can do this. So spouses out there, take care of your loved ones. If you're a parent and your students are in school currently, also, you can always just write a quick little thank you. Thank you so much for helping my son, with his homework yesterday, or whatever it is. But just giving some thank yous are always appreciated. Same thing with teachers. Don't forget to make those positive phone calls home because they really do make a difference. Just hearing a parent's voice on the other side of the phone where they're like, oh no, what did my student do? And then you're like, no, this is a great thing. I wanted to just share with you. Like, I witnessed your daughter sharing a toy, during centers. It was their favorite toy, but they knew the other student wanted it, so they shared it. So just give really specific examples of what that student did that day. All right, so we are in survival. Now we are making our way to those winter months, and we get into the disillusionment. So within that, we are very tired at this point. So we kind of get in that mindset where it's like, okay, if I don't get to grading 50 papers today, maybe I can only get through 10. That's okay. I'm going to save the rest for maybe the weekend, and just learning to prioritize your goals so you feel little wins along the way. But you kind of get that mindset. You're like, okay, if I don't get to it, it's okay. I'm working hard. I'm seeing some improvement in my data. It'll be okay. After that, we start getting into that springtime, right? And hopefully you're coming off of your winter break. So that is when teachers are like, okay, I feel refreshed. I'm ready to do this. And so within that rejuvenation stage, we are like, okay, only a few more months. Let's do this. State testing is coming up. So what am I going to do in my everyday practice to get my students moving forward? By that time, again, we start doing some reflecting. So we're thinking about, I do this a lot when I'm at home. I'm like, oh, I should have done this differently when I taught that lesson. Maybe I could have done this, or I'm going to pull these 3 students tomorrow because I've noticed that they were having a really hard time with this specific writing lessons. So there's a lot of reflecting, and it's like, what could I do differently? How can I provide my students feedback? How can I make sure I am maximizing every moment during the school day? Once we're done with that reflection, we're getting back up again, and we're getting into that anticipation, because that's April and May, June, when we're almost finished with the school year and we're already starting to think about, okay, what is this going to look like for next year? You get really excited because you're like, ooh, I might change my classroom setup, or, oh, I'm going to try on this. So teachers, again, are feeling energized. They feel like, okay, we got through this school year. Now I'm ready for the next school year. And so that's kind of going through those 6 emotions throughout the entire school year. So just remember, teachers, you are not alone. These are different emotions that everybody feels along the school year. And just remember to reach out to your teammates, to people at your school, and make sure you are celebrating your little wins and big wins. All right, that wraps us up with the phases of first year teaching, but also that also goes to all teachers. Thanks.